8 explosive manager interviews 10 years on from Hodgson's effing MOTD rant. It's been 10 years since Roy Hodgson lost his head at a reporter on Match of the Day after the former England boss was prompted about a decision. The video has since been made into a meme in its own right, especially the line, "Let's not take the pee here." But Hodgson isn't the only manager to lose his head during an interview or at a press conference. Nigel Pearson once infamously called a reporter an ostrich, while Pep Guardiola insisted he was happy. And Daily Star Sport is looking at 8 explosive manager interviews 10 years on from Hodgson's outburst. "We were rocked back by another decision that I find hard to accept," Hodgson fumed after his West Brom side had beaten Bolton 2-1. However, when the journalist prompted Hodgson on which incident, the West Brom manager wasn't too happy with his response. "Which one? How many were there? They only had 2 shots on goal. One was a penalty and one was a strike at goal that our goalkeeper saved. What decision are we talking about? Let's not take the pee here." Hodgson, who had threatened to leave the interview, composed himself and answered the rest of the reporter's questions. Have we missed any? Let us know in the comments section. Another moment that has nestled itself into football folklore is Jose Mourinho's infamous "I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble" line from a post-match interview. Chelsea had just lost 1-0 to Aston Villa after Gabriel Agbonlahor had made the difference in 2014. And when quizzed about the officiating, Mourinho came out with the now iconic line. Mourinho even produced a cheeky callback during his time at Tottenham when he quipped, "No reaction. I prefer no reaction." For a man that hates the tag wheeler dealer, there are seldom more iconic images in football than Harry Redknapp leaning out his car window on transfer deadline day. "I'm not a effing wheeler and dealer, don't say that, I'm a football manager," Redknapp fumed in an interview in 2010. Redknapp promptly stormed out of the interview. 2 days later, Redknapp snapped up Dutchman Rafael van der Vaart for the small fee of £8 million. Liverpool had just beaten Atletico Madrid 3-2 in the Champions League after seeing their 2-goal lead pegged back by the Spanish side. Despite the victory, Jurgen Klopp wasn't the happiest man in his post-match interview after a reporter asked about Diego Simeone appearing to snub his handshake offer. "Come on, I'm not such an idiot, you come in with a little bit of a question here. I was not angry at all. Have a look. If you want to make a story of it, that I can imagine. When was I angry? Now I'm angry because of your question," Klopp fumed before storming out of the interview. Okay, so we're cheating a bit with this entry because the interview never took place. But there was a good reason for that. Cardiff had taken a surprise lead against Chelsea, but the Bluebirds were pegged back and Neil Warnock wasn't too happy with the officials at full time. He was so irate, in fact, he told Sky Sports he couldn't do his post-match interview because he was too angry. New Year's Day 2017, Pep Guardiola's Manchester City had just squeezed past Burnley in a tense battle, and the Spaniard did little to ease that tension afterwards. Guardiola gave one-word answers before the reporter asked him why he wasn't happy. "More than you would believe. More than you would believe, I am happy," Guardiola said through gritted teeth. "I'm so happy, believe me. I'm so happy. Happy New Year." Crawley Town manager John Yems bafflingly called out his own team during a post-match interview earlier this season. The Reds had just had a point snatched from their grasp as newly promoted Hartlepool Town found a let winner through Gavin Holohan. "You think that was a hard-working performance? I thought all the notions of last year, all the bad habits from last year. I feel sorry for the fans that have traveled all this way because that ain't good enough. I'm fed up with keeping saying it. I feel sorry for the fans today because I've traveled up with some of them, but that ain't good enough." Former Swindon Town boss John Sheridan possibly takes the cake for this list when he resigned during a post-match interview. Swindon had just lost 3-1 to Gillingham, leaving them dangerously close to the bottom of the table. And while it's not the most explosive of rants, Sheridan did take